think I'm just an observer of things, and I get annoyed about sort of hypocrisy within our society and within the press and the government, and that's more about what the song is about. It's more of just about the sort of the hypocrisy of it all, really. It's such a big thing, isn't it? Drugs. It's sort of such a taboo subject, but then and maybe it is just me and the environment that I've grown up in, but literally everyone I know is on drugs, or has been. I haven't got a right to tell people to ease up on their views of it all, or that taking drugs is a good thing or a bad thing, or any of those things. I haven't got a right. I'm not well educated enough to be able to talk on the subject, but I can observe what I see, and that's what I've done. I wanna be rich and I want lots of money. Actually, it was never written about me, although in retrospect, listening to it, I could see how people could put the two together and assume that it was. But actually, it was just written for young. It makes me sad just to think of young kids just reading Heat magazine and being on gossip websites and thinking that that's what they should be aspiring to be like. And it's more just sort of. It's not even saying take it from me, but I know from being on this side that it isn't all as fun as it looks. We've all heard it a million times. People don't want to hear it, but that's the case, and it makes me sad to think that that's what our society is becoming. No, there's nothing worse than walking down like a high street and seeing a sort of 9-year-old in a crop top and little short shorts. It's just like, not yet. Leave it a few years. I can get on with someone really, really, really well. And if they're no good at having sex with me, it really upsets me because I think, oh God, this is someone I'd really like to spend the rest of my life with. But I cannot face having bad sex for the rest of my life.
Can't you teach them?
No.
Even men are not ineducable.
No, it's just like, come on, you either got it or you don't. When she was 22, the future looked bright. Well, it's more about being a young female, I think, because I think that men can get away with being a 30-year-old young man. I think you can get away with more than being a 30-year-old young woman within sort of, professional, can't think of the word I'm looking for, environment. So within a professional environment, I don't think that you can get away with as much being a woman as you can being a man. That's what it's about, really. Well, I think that people assume that with people like Duffy and Adele and me and Amy, that we are puppets being run by some men and some big, more powerful men in the background. Whereas I don't think people would think the same about Paolo Nutini and James Morrison. It seems so unlikely. It's about a relationship that I had with someone, and when I, left that person, everything felt, and I'd never been in a relationship before where it ended and I'd felt okay, and that was the first time it happened, really. This is, one of the things that I definitely wanted to confront with this record is I wanted some of the songs to be a lot faster, because I felt with doing the last album live, I felt like the show only kind of worked in a very daytime kind of afternoon setting, and it was all like dee dee dee, ooh, the sun is shining, yeah, let's put Lily on at 2 in the afternoon and she'll stay there forever. So I wanted to kind of go a bit darker and faster on this record to try and not get myself, headline slots at festivals, but to just try and, be a bit more dancier and have a bit more of a sort of party atmosphere at the gigs. So I don't get bored as well, so I can dance on stage and jump around and get into it, and it's the music I like. It's actually about my sister, that song. Yeah, we had a very, rocky relationship for years and years and years, and I think, we're both getting to she's nearly 30, I'm 23, and I think it's got to the point where we can't argue like teenagers anymore, and I think that was sort of my olive branch really to her. I played it to her a long time ago, and it's kind of worked, we've sorted a lot of things out. She even stayed at my house last night. I don't want to hurt you because I don't think it's a... We're starting to do rehearsals for a live show, and my keyboard player Eddie, I'm going to make him come out in a beret with a stripy t-shirt and onions for this. Look inside. It's about sort of fascist, horrible, nasty people, really. Not about one particular person, although it became about one particular person. It's something that is almost sort of a trademark of mine, really. Something you saw on Smile, something you saw on LDN. It's that thing of having such sort of positive, bouncy music and trying to counteract that with something dark and real and scary, and hurtful and upsetting and unjustified, or any of those things. And that's a lot of what making music is about for me. It's about listening to. I want people to just kind of hear it as if it's almost like elevator music, like lift music, and then suddenly be like double take, like what? Did you just say that? I think you're more likely to get people to listen to those things if you disguise it within that kind of music than you are if you're really hammering those points home. Because then it just becomes preachy, rather than enjoyable. So I snuck off to your bedroom, and I thought I'd just wait there until I heard you come up the stairs, and I pretended. That song was about getting together with somebody, and I mean, actually, that's always been my tactic. I've never been very good at kissing people in public. Like that, the first kiss thing. It would always be me going back to somebody's house, orchestrating going back to someone's house, and then literally taking my clothes off and jumping in their bed and pretending to be asleep. It's the only way I've ever been able to pull. I don't ever see the point of getting into a relationship with somebody unless you think it's going to last forever. I think it's pretty pointless. Whereas I've got lots of friends that are completely the opposite. It's important, this song, I think, on this record, and it's it was the only way that I could really write about my mum without it being really, really nauseating. I guess that's why you don't really know it's about her, but it's, that's what I, do love about my mum the most, is her ability to make me feel like I'm at home. And she does that, and that's what the song is about. It's about literally flying over London and me being able to see my mum's house and go, God, I've still got about 4 hours till I get there. Which is something I get every time I fly into London, which is about twice a week. And it does get quite repetitive, and it's just like, I just want a cup of tea and I want beans on toast. And yeah, my mum's good at knowing what's going to make me happy. Would you please take me away from this place? I cannot bear to see. I always had this thing of when I first got my car when I was young. I used to have this thing where I would be like, I don't understand why I can't park my car wherever I want. Double yellow lines just meant nothing to me. I was like, God did not make the world so that I could not park my car on there. I suppose that's what the song is about, really. It's like, okay, if God really did exist on this earth, would he be really ashamed of the people that did, petty crimes like driving in their car without insurance, or evading their tax, or, which political party would he vote for? These are all, questions that we're confronted with every day. Moral questions, and, I just wonder, would he give a fuck? I don't know. wasn't there when I needed him. It just sort of explains a lot about my dad and how, he wasn't there a lot. It's quite simple, really. He wasn't there a lot, and I think that it would have been very easy to have given up on our relationship, and a lot of people in my position probably would have done throughout my childhood. And I think holding on to anger against people is quite a detrimental thing. And I think, I was angry with my dad for a long time, and I kind of let go of that anger, and we're now very, very close and very good friends. And that's what the song is about. You have to give him some time.